Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Soccer Examiner. I'm Victor, and today we'll be doing Group C. Now, as you can see, I'm a big U.S. fan. Now, let's begin. The first team I think will actually get out of this group, number one, will be England. Um, Obviously, you have to give merit to England. Fabio Capello, I mean, honestly, I think he's one of the best coaches in the world. Uh, England itself is ranked eighth. They've been to 13 World Cups and they've won one in 1966. Last World Cup, unfortunately, Sven-Goran Eriksson, who was the president coach at that time, could not get England past the quarterfinals where they lost against Portugal by a penalty kick. So it's a bad thing for the English people. Now, here's another interesting fact. They did not qualify for the year 2008, and that was just horrible. England was really, really not depressed, but they're just annoyed at the fact that they couldn't qualify for the Euro. Besides that, they did qualify first in the group, and I mean, besides the people missing, I mean, Beckham was unfortunately sad thing to watch when he broke his Achilles tendon or whatever. Um, but yeah, and then you have Rio Ferdinand, I believe now is going to be off the roster, so that's not going to be good, and Michael Owen as well. Uh, but I mean, they still have Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard. I mean, the list goes on. And my favorite player, I have to say, from the England team is probably Joe Cole. I'm a big Chelsea fan, so yeah, Cole's my favorite player for England. Um, so yeah, now the second team I believe will qualify, and this is probably just because I'm putting my own bias in here, so please don't hate on me for that. Is probably the U.S. Ranked 14, so we're not that bad. For a country that doesn't have soccer as their number one sport, at least. Been to 8 World Cups. Germany, unfortunately, which is the jersey out right now, the one we wore for '06, was one of the worst World Cups we've had. I mean, we only scored one official goal because I'm not counting the own goal we got against Italy, but I mean, yeah, I mean, one tie and I was against Italy, and 2 losses. It was a horrible game to watch. I remember watching the Czech game. It's just really depressing. But yeah, my man to watch for Germany '06 actually would probably be Clint Dempsey. I honestly think he is the best American so far right now. I mean, I'll give Donovan his props, but the big debate is him not being able to make it at least on a big team. I mean, of course, Fulham isn't exactly a big team, but Dempsey is, you know, a big part of that Fulham team that actually well, got to second place in the Europa League. So yeah, Dempsey, can't wait to see him play. Um, the U.S. also basically got second in the Gold Cup '09, qualified first in CONCACAF, so that was really good. And then the Confederations Cup in '09, we really opened a lot of eyes there. I mean, Group B, we were with Italy, Brazil, and Egypt, and somehow got second in that group. To be honest, after the first 2 games, I thought we were out. But that Egypt game was just so amazing. So yeah, and then we kept turning heads with the win against Spain. And unfortunately, we almost had the Confederations Cup, but we ended up losing to Brazil. But I mean, Brazil's Brazil, so second place isn't bad. Um, Next, this team that I believe will be third in this group will be Algeria, another African team, as you can see. Yeah, they're ranked 30. They've participated in 2 World Cups, 82 and 86. Last time they won a World Cup, it was Mexico '86. They did not do well at all. They ended up fourth in that group. One draw, 2 losses, 1 goal in favor and 5 against. Now the reason I believe Algeria will be third, up top of Slovenia, I believe, is their current. games they've had. I mean, they were fourth in the African Cup of Nations, so I would really stress on that. I mean, I haven't heard much about Algeria, but I mean, fourth place in the African Cup of Nations, it seems like Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Ghana, those teams. So fourth place is a big deal, and it's something every team in this group should look at. But after that, not much is known. They have never played against England, U.S., or Slovenia, so I can't really say much about them. Um, and the last team I have here is Slovenia, which actually might not, they might not be fourth. I kind of saw it. I didn't see the friendly they had recently. I think it was with New Zealand, I believe. But they are starting to look actually pretty dangerous. I mean, they've been to one World Cup already, which is in '02, and that one they did not do so well either. They ended up fourth, with them losing actually every single game. They also did not qualify for the Euro, but I wouldn't look much into that either, just because there are a lot of good teams in Europe. I mean, yeah, they qualified for a playoff, well, they qualified for the World Cup in a playoff match against Russia. Now, I was honestly pretty bummed out because I was going for Russia. I mean, I'm a big Goose Hiddink fan. I honestly believe he's also one of the top coaches, especially with what he's done, with what he did with Korea, what he did with Australia, and now what he almost did with Russia, qualifying for the World Cup. So, yeah, 2-2-1 aggregate, that's how they qualified. Um, there's not also much information on Slovenia, at least concerning the U.S. and Algeria. But they have faced England in a friendly where they lost 2-1, and that was actually last year, although it was played in England, so it was a close match. Um, yeah, so I'm wondering, what do you guys think about Group C? Who will qualify? Remember, I am holding a predictor game, so please put in your results, and I will see you for Group D.